Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Level Every Class, the World of Warcraft War Within series, where the objective is to level every class, different race every time, or at least a majority of the time, as much as we can. And this series is the Fury Warrior, featuring Femme Fatale Malakyal. Episode 17. 17, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining. We're going to be starting it off, kicking everything in this episode with a fly-through, flyover, however you wish to call it, in one of my favorite leveling zones, one of my favorite zones in World of Warcraft, period. Unguro Crater. Thank y'all so much for joining in on this episode and this series. On the top right corner of the screen, there's going to be a card that will, if you're interested in the playlist for this series entirety, Malakyal's leveling journey, the card will go ahead and take you directly to the playlist specific to the series, and the playlist will also be featured in the video's comment section, or whatever the description. Excuse me, the description. It's been a long week, y'all. It's been a long week. Unguro Crater. Now, did we necessarily complete everything in the last episode, in episode 16? Did we complete everything of Tenaris? No. However, we are truthfully coming very, very close to the end of our time, our Chromie time, specifically for Cataclysm. With that being said, I figured it's best to just go ahead and journey through one of my favorite areas. Y'all, this brings back some like Tomb Raider vibes. This area, it's criminal how the crater never got like an open... Ooh. There's our buddy the Devil's Sore. Got our pterodactyls and all that fun stuff. But honestly, I think it's criminal that this area never got like an open dungeon theme. Or just a dungeon. Like, this place is perfect in my opinion. There's just so much conceptually that you could do with the crater. The crater is so sick, so freaking sick. I mean, let me put it to you this way. How do you go, think about it from classic anniversary players. Hear me out here. We go from leveling wise, right? We go to Tenaris, we start to get a theme down, the desert and all that, and we eventually come here. Now, some players will come here a little bit earlier. I did it in my later stages of leveling. I pretty much leveled all the way to, I want to say 50... I want to say it was like 51, 52, maybe even a little bit more than that, before I finally, my undead mage, the Forsaken Mage, Malakyal, also, her journey took her to the Plague Lands. I wasn't avoiding going to the Plague Lands, but I really, like, I came here pretty early. It was like low 40s, and I was like, there's no way one would be able to level here. And then it was like, oh my goodness, like, no, you can level here just much later on. So let's go ahead and take care of the quests that we can take care of, because once Chromie time hits, once that cap is done, it's pretty much, pointless to do anything in the old time frame. It's just, oh my goodness, this area is absolutely phenomenal. I have such good fond memories. I don't know if y'all have the same fond memories as I do. Really didn't see a whole lot of players even back then leveling in the crater, at least when I started. Here's a volcano. There's our boy in the cave. He's still there. It's all good to see. Now, in Classic, there was an encampment that you would essentially start on the far north end of the crater, and those chains would essentially take us in a full circle. Think of Shimmering Flats. So Shimmering Flats, you pretty much did a full 360 degree fetch quests and some hunts mixed in here and there. Crater was essentially the same, pretty much the same premises. The only difference is that you could seriously be hunted. To put it lightly, you could definitely be hunted. And one, from the devil sores. Two, the amount of mobs congested, the mob congestion in this area was insane, especially when you started having to hunt the dinosaurs, get the crystals, all that. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be able to do all of that, but I'm going to try. We're going to see how far we can get, because we are pretty far up here.
You have a great day now.
And we might have some upgrades here. We can only do 3 levels, so we're not going to be able to take care of everything, but inshallah, we're going to try. I hope everybody's journeys in Azeroth is going amazing, regardless of whether you're playing retail, classic anniversary, seasons of discovery, cataclysm, classic, soon to be MOP, classic era. Regardless of where you are currently in Azeroth, I sincerely hope everyone's having fun and enjoying their time in the game. I know I am. It's been extremely therapeutic for me. In a lot of ways, WoW's kind of reignited my passion for gaming, which is weird. It's weird for me to say that, but I think honestly it's pretty much the truth. This game has by itself reignited a lot of passion I had lost for gaming. Not in a bad way, but just in there's like not much. Some titles here and there definitely interest me, but a lot of them just don't. They don't have that same impact that like old school titles do. To put it into perspective, like I'm huge into survival horror, absolutely huge, right? So for me, most of the survival horror titles that came out that are from AAA developers typically honestly haven't been doing it. Nothing has like reignited that itch of like, oh yeah, this is awesome. That pterodactyl's stuck. All right, let's get you out of there, buddy. I love the way these dudes glide. It's just so funny. If you let them live for a little bit and they like free glide, it just looks so silly. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks extremely silly. Ooh, crystals. Let's go ahead and collect. Yeah, start collecting these things. So the crystals is very interesting. I don't know if it works the same as it did in Classic Anniversary, but I believe Devil Sore. I kind of don't want to challenge. Don't want to challenge him. Let's try to avoid him. I don't know. I think I'd get clapped, in all honesty, if I were to. But so yeah, I think the crystals, so each section is basically quadrants. So the crater is basically one big circle, and we take quarter quadrants of, basically cut the crater into 4 slices, I guess, and each quadrant has its own color-coded crystal, or color-coordinated. So red's in one section, blues in one, yellow and green are in the others. So it shouldn't be too bad. Some of the quadrants, however, again, the amount of mob congestion we're going to be dealing with. Try to avoid getting too much aggro. So, but going back to what I was saying with survival horror titles, indie developers from indie devs have been freaking rock stellar. Signalis was phenomenal. Conscripted was great. Not my preferred. There was a little bit that I enjoyed, a little bit of that one that I didn't enjoy. Crow Country was awesome. Crow Country was sick. And just a few others. There was a few other ones that I can't quite remember their names, but really, really good games. Indie developers right now are just, in my opinion, they're killing it. They're doing such phenomenal work. But I'm glad that WoW has really piqued my interest in gaming, kind of just reignited. It gives me structure in some ways. I don't know how to describe this accurately, but maybe some of y'all feel similar. WoW gives me a little bit of structure. It allows me to just get, you know, the usual as gamers. We get away from things. We get away from the hustle and bustle of life and all that. But also because it helps, like, every different area is a different objective. Every storyline is a different, wonder what this is about. That's very awesome. That's interesting. I want to know more. It's and especially in retail, just the amount of streamlining everything is now, it's incredible. Hopefully some of y'all out there feel the same. Thank goodness we have flying, by the way. This will make this journey really, really easy. These crystals were... I think I honestly avoided doing the crystals at one point. I just sat there and said, oh, it's not worth it. Back in Classic Anniversary. Like, I started and then I was just like, gosh, this is annoying. But everything is colored. The quadrants is exactly how I remember them. And that's good to see. What's everybody been up to in Azeroth? Very curious to hear about everyone's recent journeys, struggles, what y'all doing. Y'all doing heroics, delves? For me, having to balance two characters. I mean, obviously Malakyal's coming up on, she's on her, not swan song, I definitely don't want to say that, but she's coming up on the end of her leveling journey here. Blood Elf's just getting started. I know a lot of y'all have been enjoying her, so that's very cool to see. The pipeline with Blood Elves and Paladins, and just, I don't know, maybe it's just the feeling of this is exactly what it used to feel like. Like when the Horde got Paladins, I mean, it was just a game changer. A balancing act for the game, obviously, but a game changer. And of course, the Alliance, y'all got the Shamans, so that's pretty cool. I do need to play a Draenei. I definitely want to play a Draenei. I'm excited to play one. I just think they're different. They're definitely unique for sure, but definitely excited to play one. But yeah, what have y'all been doing? In terms of watching other creators as of recent, I'm trying to catch up on Azeroth Dan. I think Azeroth Meat Hall is another dude I just picked up on. He's been doing a very cool little series in Classic Anniversary, and it's leveled by it's 1 hour a day kind of thing, and I think it's really cool. Like, especially as a father, as a parent, we have such a limited game time. Like my personal game time, or the time frame I game is late at night, never beforehand. It's always got to be, if I'm off, it's like really late at night that I'll be playing, and typically it's no more. If I'm lucky, it's kind of like a maximum of 4 hours. Add an additional hour for video editing and the whole content creation type of thing, getting videos prepped and uploaded and everything. It's just barring any internet issues. That's oh goodness, I wish I had fiber, but no such luck. Not in the area I'm in. But yeah, Azeroth Meat Hall, Lady Survival, trying to catch up on her stuff. Robert Rambles, the godfather of this style of content series with leveling characters. Brother Oklahoma, of course. You know we gotta watch the Paladin God, or the Paladin High Lord Oklahoma. Too funny. But a big sense of a big thing of inspiration. I mean, all the names I just mentioned really inspired me channel wise. And I love, seriously, I love supporting other WoW creators in this space and everything. Ooh, Evil Sore, good to see you, bud. Where's the green one? Where's the big green dude? There's the Ironhide. Where's the, I think he was green with purple eyes or like reddish eyes or something. He was the freakiest looking. He would sneak up on you and he would blend in. And like the only ones that would hunt those dudes is ironically hunters. Those dudes were only, and I never knew, like, why did they hunt? Why was it always a hunter that specifically hunted the big T-Rexes? Was there a specific drop that they would do? Be very curious to know from the veteran WoW players, like what's the lore behind that? We are also queued up for a dungeon. Completely forgot to mention that. Maybe we'll get an interesting one. I'm hoping for Gnomeregan or Stratho, maybe? Maybe even Zul'Farrak. I do need to do ZF. And luckily for us, time walking is just a little wink there. Time walking's got us covered right now with the classic dungeons. ZF and Strath are both there, so I'm not too terribly concerned about that. Get the Ash. Are we gonna hunt, is Link? Oh, dude, we gotta do Link's quest. If Link is here, I don't know if he is, but if he is, we totally gotta do his quest. His quest was sick. Although it took us to quite a few different places in Azeroth, it's definitely one that I thoroughly enjoyed. I love this volcano. I really love the volcano, like in the entire middle of the crater itself. It's so freaking awesome. It's such a nice touch, man. This is one of the best areas in my opinion in classic, like in anniversary. I'll stand by that. If I ever did like an area tier list, this would be pretty high up. I did mention Mr. Rambles, and that's just because it's good to give credit where credit is due, because he really high. I don't know if anybody honestly came before him, but in terms of leveling different characters, different classes, the one thing that kind of bugs me on occasions, and not in a bad way because I understand it, I completely get it, is he'll like start a character and then on occasions it just like abruptly stops and then he doesn't go back to it. Like you can tell when that character may or may not make it to the finale, so to speak. Don't get me wrong, again, I love his content, I really do. It's just that one thing, because I will on occasions I've been going back and watching the older stuff, and there's a lot of cool characters that he did make, and it stinks that we'll never actually get to see them to the finale. And that's one thing that like when I transitioning to me doing this, I gotta see a project like beginning to end. I can't start a character and not finish it. So rest assured, we will finish the characters, but again, nothing against Mr. Rambles, because I do understand it. And you know, sometimes you start a character and you just don't like the animations, or you thought, hey, I thought I would like this, but it didn't, or you get only certain far, you only get so far, and then it just the momentum dies down, or something, like the game picks up in a different way, and a million and one different reasons. We've all been there, we've all done it. So, no discredit at all. I can't get this guy, and I don't want to jump in there. Like, I really don't want to jump in there to get him. I wonder if there's something else I could do right now to, like, pull him out. Yeah, you can see. I gotta clean this quest log up. Oh my goodness. There's way too many. I do not like having more than maybe 10 to like 12 quests at one time. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's happening. Gnomeregan. Oh, tank, please. Yes. Yes. Gnomeregan, ladies and gentlemen. The Cataclysm version. Or updated version, I should say. Sick. All right, what we got? Which, I don't know if we do the old route. Doesn't seem like that. What is that? This player's got this rainbow effect going on. That's sick. Whoa, we're actually jumping down there? Oof. I completely missed the gear. Oh boy, not good. He's going after, oh no, dude. Oh no, I was not prepared for that. I just got completely wrecked by the first boss, Vicious Fallout. Completely wrecked. I didn't have a chance, no chance at life. Kinda want to wait to see if I can get a revive. But I'm also feeling a spirit release, because I can probably just run back. I mean, I'm right there. Can I get a... Is anybody gonna... No, I guess not. Okay. Probably should have done that sooner, but... That's fine. Not a big deal. I was too focused on that player's little rainbow effect. I was like, oh, that's sick. Ooh, cool. We got a nice, got a, seems to be a feat upgrade, so pretty cool. For doing nothing, I'll take it.
Salutations. You have a great day now.
The G team, huh? Okay. All right, gnomes. I get it. This was y'all's home. You're trying to take it back. Oh, I hated these things. These things in Classic sucked fighting. It looks like they're pretty tanky. They're pretty tanky here, too. I hate the gnomes, man. Okay. Oop, let me take that back. Let me take that back. Gnome players, I don't hate y'all. It's probably one of my least favorite races, though. I know at some point I'm gonna have to do a gnome gal at some point. And hopefully by then I'll have warmed up to them a little bit, because it's definitely a race that I've never played. Yeah, what is that rainbow effect? It's like a nice little, it's like when that Janai is charging, it really is cool. Wonder if that was like a holiday event or something. It is Pride Month, by the way, so happy Pride Month to everybody. As well as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. As somebody who works in first response, your mental health matters. So please, and especially as a man speaking, we have a very bad habit of keeping everything inside to ourselves, and especially as fathers, we have this tendency to think we can take on the world and everything thereof. And there's been so many times where that has proven me wrong, multiple times. I remember when my son was born, I was extremely stressed. Like, I had no idea how I was going to do this. Like, how was I going to raise a child and everything else? But, yeah, 6 years in, going on 7, I'm honestly, I'm kind of having the time of my life. I couldn't be more grateful. Second boss of the run. Electrocutioner, he's still the same. Wonder if he's gonna, like, pop out like James Bond of that thing, just go doop. Yeah, he does a few flips too. I'm glad they kept that. I got the key, very cool. And I take it we're gonna be jumping down, just like, you know. Yep. All right, cool. As long as nobody's aggroed anything, and pulled a huge group, we're good to go. But yes, Please take care of y'all's mental health. Nothing wrong with therapy. And as somebody who works specifically, is specialized in crisis intervention, I see stuff all the time. So please, nobody is immortal. We're all human. Let's help take care of each other in one way, shape, or form to the best of our ability. And play some games. Dads out there, y'all know how important it is for us time. Make sure we get that, make sure you get those hours in. Because there's plenty of tunes and plenty of stuff to do in WoW, so looking forward to one day seeing y'all in game. Maybe do some dungeons or, I don't know, hop on a Discord chat or something. Totally down to do that stuff. Feel free to message me in game or whatever. I'm usually just running around. A good indicator to determine what character I'm currently on, because obviously I'm going to be on like multiple characters. Sorry, I'm also trying to concentrate here a little bit. Dude, is that a mammoth? That was really cool. Depending on what series is currently going, a good rule of thumb is that if that character's video, like the leveling series, is being currently showcased, there's a good chance I'm on that character. So do feel free to message me in game. Again, I do play late hours Eastern Standard Time. EST, best time zone. No, I'm kidding. EST, man. Yeah, I'm a northeast boy. Final boss, here we go. Gnomeregan is not yours, buddy. You gotta bring it back. Even I would sit there and say that. Give it back to the gnomes, rightfully so. Let's do as much damage as we can. Let's go ahead and pop some stuff. The bombs are going to be rolling out. GG. Bismillah. Good job, team. Gnomeregan is done and complete. Very solid run. Very fast. I'm the only one, of course, that had to take a little dive, but you know what? That's fine. Let's go ahead and get a picture in here to commemorate the moment. Good job. You know, it wouldn't be a proper series, it wouldn't be a proper video if it's not the cameraman, technically, that isn't gonna drop, you know? So, I appreciate it. This team bailed real quick, though. The bell looks pretty cool, but here's the thing. Malakyal's not wearing any pants right now.
On the way.
A successful Gnomeregan run. right back to it. Get these little fetch quests done, and then we're going to do a turn in and see what other little quests we got over here. All in the name of the creator. I really, really hope Link is still around. Because that dude, that's my dude. That quest chain was always really fun too. Like really fun. Again, you kind of go all like, you do a little bit of traveling, but it was just worth it. The orb, I think that's the because I know you can get the Master's Sword, but the orb is, I think, the one that I went with, because, well, being a mage, it just made the most sense, and it was like the trinket with the most benefits. Dude's pissing me off. I don't want to jump in the lava and get him. Do we do it? Do we get this guy? Hang on, y'all. Where is this plume? We're trying to get a reading on the volcano. Realistically, shouldn't we be able to just get the reading anywhere? I figured that would be the hottest point in the volcano too. But the marker is telling me something different. And I'm not too sure what it's telling me. And I don't remember where in Classic you got the reading, the proper reading. I mean, it's saying like anywhere, but where? Like, this would be, ideally, this would be the hottest point. So why can't I get the reading? Let's go ahead and try down here. This is a very peculiar looking rock. Oh, this is it. Okay. 428,000 degrees. How? How would that...
Money, friend. Hurry back. Keep it real.
That's not making much sense. How would that part be that high of a degree temperature rather than the actual, like, where the plume and everything is, like, where the eruption clearly is? Somebody explain that to me. Explain that to me, because I'm not I'm not certified in any of that, so...
Hello.
I mean, it's a game.
See you later.
But still.
Safe travels.
How are you?
Alright, we got a lot to turn in.
See you later.
Here's your ash, good sir. A lot experience, man. Blaze Runner. Hey, okay, so we did have one to go get him.
See you later.
Let's go ahead and get that. Finding the source. Here's the source. Ooh, almost didn't get this fly path.
Glad I could help.
Now, what's weird is I didn't see a fly path to the north camp.
My, you're a tall one.
JD Collie, hey, wait a minute.
You have a great day now.
Either I completely misread your name before, or I completely overlooked her. She was the gnome that we get the crystals from first. Why are we all in a centralized... Well, I mean... different timeline, but maybe that's why. Why are y'all not in the northern camp, you know? Like, why did they I mean, I guess it's an expeditionary team, so it kind of makes sense. You're not going to stay put in one specific spot the entire time. So I guess it kind of makes sense to just build a camp more central to everything, which makes sense.
Hey there. Have a good one.
You need something? Have a good one.
Time is money, friend. Be careful out there.
Y'all, this took me a little minute to find because I think I was at the wrong bug infested camp, but we're about to go into the hive. Nasty freaking things these guys are. I want to smash them all. Too bad I don't have a mallet. Be like Eustace in Encourage the Cowardly Dog with a mallet. Nasty little things. I can't believe this woman is making us hunt the biggest hive mind in here. That's wild. I don't think I even ever touched this quest in no, wait. No, I did. I touched whatever the bug quest was in the crater in Classic Annie. I do remember doing. But I just can't remember if you actually go into the hive as like this. These are nasty little things. Dang, man, look at that. Look how freaking huge. Yo, look at that thing. It's staring right at us too, menacingly. Does it follow us? No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. He's staring into the abyss. How would you even fit in there, my man? Right. You know what? This totally reminds me of... Oop. Gotta get out of the way. I don't know if I'm gonna make it in time. Hopefully this isn't gonna be another knockout. Cool. The Colossus burrows underground. Yeah, this is like Shadow of the Colossus in some ways. This dude is huge. Sorry, y'all. I can't even get him fully on screen. That's how big this thing is. But this reminds me of insect Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. The second brother you fight, who got mixed up with like this mantis-like body and everything. Zephon. Totally reminds me of that.
It's too far away.
Let's get this thing. Thankfully, it's not that tanky. Ooh. One of those bladed arms there would have easily cut me in half. Thank goodness we avoided that. All right, let's get out of here. Let's find the exit because this place is definitely not for me. Definitely no bueno. All right. Got some final little turn-ins here. We are 69. I'm keeping very cool, a very close eye. I don't think we're gonna ding
To you.
7. Whoa, 22.
around.
Dang, a 29% in. Gee, wow, look at that. That EXP bar shot to the heavens. Jeweled leggings. We lose out on critical strike, but I'll take it. All right. We're definitely, oh, we're now officially over the halfway point to 70. I think there's a little bit more we can do here. Our time in the crater is definitely going to be cut a little short. I'm a little sad about that, so let's definitely enjoy a little bit more. Seems like we got some insects to hunt.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer. It's too far away. I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Hate these things, man. Can you imagine if, well, bug insects and everything used to be, prehistoric wise, used to be way bigger, but can you imagine like a big freaking tarantula like the size of a house staring down at you? I'd freak. I don't do well with those. Spiders, not my thing. Ironically, as a kid, had a... What was the PS1? I think it was called Spider. It was a PS1 game where you played as a spider and it was like this side-scrolling, like, platformer kind of thing. I don't even know what the story... Like, it's crazy because some of those games you played as kids and just like, we don't even know what the story was for those things. But like, you can get like a mechanized suit and a flamethrower, like a doctor gets fried and I guess his body or spirit goes into like this spider body.
Have a good one.
It's like Spider-Man, but all like in all the wrong ways you can think of. Which Spider-Man on the PS1, that was another one too. But yeah, Spider the platformer. Dude, I had a heck of a childhood playing all those games that I don't even think my mother understood, to be honest. Like I would literally, can you imagine like going from like Ape Escape, which is perfect for kids. DualShock was an awesome time to be a kid, by the way. But you'd go from that to like Spider,
Time is money, friend.
like, or Resident Evil, like completely polarizing.
Interesting. Hurry back.
Oof. Super sticky, huh? Collect 8 samples of super sticky tar. I remember this. Okay, cool.
Whoever needs anything,
And hard to harvest.
what do you want?
We can do that. I do like the goblins.
Keep it
Goblins are growing on me a little bit. The Lakar Tar Pits. Right down yonder. This is actually one of the first quests I did when I came to the crater, so this one's relatively easy. Do we actually have to go in the tar pits though, or are we just fighting the mobs and getting them off? I think it's both. The goblins are definitely growing on me a little bit. I probably should plan to play one. That's one that I was like, you know, between the class, I kind of have every class already kind of planned out in terms of what race, just to like diversify, but trying to find spot for all of them, it's definitely going to be hard. That's why I do have an idea of like after, for like another series after all the classes are leveled, like what do you know, what's the next major project? And I do have one that I think would be very, very fun. I do have a follow-up to all this madness, so don't fret. I've definitely planned ahead. The goblins are starting to grow on me a little bit. I just like how I just like the Jersey accents that comes out of them. And yes, to me, it's a Jersey accent. To me, I have a little bit of bias there.
It's too far away.
But the, you know, just especially with Undermine, I've watched a little bit of it, not too much to spoil myself, but watched a little bit. And it's like, it's calling of home in a lot of ways, especially with the accents. Hey, how you doing, boss? Hey, you want to go get a munch? And you want, you know, saltwater taffy, stuff like that. I did not like saltwater taffy though. Saltwater taffy is pretty nasty. Even as a kid, I didn't like it. And obviously I don't eat pork, so no pork roll sandwiches. Not for me. Not my thing.
need to get closer. It's too far away.
Thinking we go ahead and take care of this gentleman right here. Pretty sure I remember the Tar Lord, or this guy. Not the Tar Lord. I'm pretty sure there was a rare, and even like a rare one that would on occasion spawn in this area. There we go, super sticky tar. All right, moment of truth here a little bit. I think this is gonna be it, y'all. After that, it'll be the final 10 level stretch.
Hey,
I almost kind of don't want to do this because I know what's gonna happen.
glad I could help. Pleasure doing business.
Keep it real. Oh no, there we go. That was the rare one. That was the rare one I was thinking of.
I hope you enjoyed your time living in the past, but we need you back in the present.
Bismillah. excellent, excellent work, team. We have reached level 70. Chromie's voice actress, by the way, is awesome. That is, it kind of reminds me of, what was her name? Tara Strong a little bit. Awesome voice actress, but y'all, we have dinged and achieved level 70. I believe we are officially out of Chromie time, meaning that now any EXP we get from old world questing, old world mobs, I mean, I guess we can take care of this guy. He's right here. Why not, right? Let's see if there's any challenge here. Yeah, so I'm 70, he's 69, so that tells me we are definitely out of Chromie time. Barely gave any EXP too, so yep, that's it. Off to the War Within and that content, or we do have time walking. We still have quite a bit of options we can do in terms of achieving the final 10 levels, so I'm not worried, but I do want to see what was up here. This should be the northern camp if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because the northern camp is right next to the tar pits. So let's get these supplies. Let's go ahead and get our supplies here. Wondering how it's looking over there. Marshall's Refuge. There's another player here too. I didn't expect to even see anybody over here. That's crazy. There's a lot of golems. Okay, where's our friends? Oh, you guys aggro, get out of here. Not interfere with what? You guys are interfering with me. So it seems like Marshall's Refuge was completely abandoned. What is that? No way. The Donga, no way. And 3 others. What happened? Was it like an event in Cataclysm that like did something to everyone at Marshall's Refuge? Because honestly, the crater is pretty intact, all things considered. What happened to this campsite? That's kind of depressing. I remember that NPC too. So Marshall's Refuge was like the camp. In fact, it was pretty much the only camp with one flight point, which was, I think, was like right over here. And now, nothing. That explains why everybody was centralized. Maybe it's not that they wanted to, because honestly, this was a great campsite. It really was just like, in terms of archaeology, research, and everything, it was great. And for us players, it wasn't too bad. But coming in here now, and it's like, there's nothing. Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and finish this up. It's a little, I mean, I'm a little taken back here because I didn't expect a grave. Kind of sad in some ways. Well, y'all, it's been a wonderful time leveling in the past. It's time to go back to the present. Well, if we're not, we're already in the present, but time to go back and journey for the final 10 levels, the home stretch. In the next episode, I'm thinking we're gonna hit up some more within content. Maybe try out. Maybe we'll extend our adventure into delves. But it looks like for the final stretch, we're gonna have some fun.
Hurry back. Well,
That wasn't too. I mean, it's a little bit of EXP,
keep it real.
but the percentage went down real quick, man. I absolutely had so much fun leveling in all these old areas. It was such a wonderful time. It sucks to leave it, but journey continues, y'all. Journey continues. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank y'all so much for the support on the series. I really sincerely appreciate it. If y'all did enjoy this particular video, go ahead and toss me a like. If I've earned a subscription, because I'm really trying to earn every single one, then please do consider it. Head back to Duskwood. Yeah, I know, I still kept the home point in Duskwood. Scarlet Raven Tavern. Alright. Off to the final 10. Home stretch, y'all. Home stretch. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Again, please take care of yourselves. Take care of the mental health out there. I'll catch y'all very soon. Please have a wonderful, wonderful week. Catch y'all soon. Take care, everybody.